This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It is your one-stop shop for all comic needs, whether they be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. You'll save 10% plus free shipping on your entire order. Again, CarterComics.com, one-stop shop for all comic needs. What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And welcome back to another episode of This Freakin' Show. It is the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. And I don't know if I want to count this episode as a little bit of something or a whole lot of nothing, because it's like a little bit of I guess a little bit of something, but not like specific something. It's. I mean, we haven't podcasted. Probably, I think it's been like 3 or 4.
It's been a month. It's been a month exactly, based on the last time you sent me a link.
There we go. So it's been a minute since we podcast. We unfortunately did miss the Oscars. I think the Oscars happened.
Yeah, it was this last Sunday.
This last Sunday. So we didn't get a chance to do predictions on that. So I did not really think of what we could really talk about today. I got 3 things that I can shine some lights on, and most of it is like Chicago sporting events and the new Spider-Man trailer that came out.
I didn't see the Spider-Man trailer.
Do you not watch it yet?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, it came out Wednesday.
Nice.
Tuesday? Wednesday or Tuesday?
Yeah. I saw the Dune trailer, and gosh, there was another trailer I saw, but I don't remember what it was.
Dune.
Yeah, Dune 3.
Yeah,
Dune Part 3, Messiah.
I haven't seen any Dunes.
I don't know if you would like it, to be completely honest with you. You couldn't get into Lord of the Rings, and Dune is even slower.
I know Dune is more sci-fi like.
It is more sci-fi.
And I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi. Well, I guess I don't know, because I always say I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi, but I don't know what movies could be categorized. Would Harry Potter be sci-fi?
No, it'd be fantasy.
Okay, so I get into fantasy. Would Twilight be sci-fi?
I think it's also fantasy.
Okay, but Lord of the Rings would be fantasy. See, here's the thing. It's not that I can never get into Lord of the Rings. I just never took the opportunity to actually watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh, gotcha.
For me, it's a lot like Star Wars. Like up until I took the opportunity to watch Star Wars, I really just didn't get into Star Wars. And then when I watched Star Wars, I realized how much garbage it is. And now I can't get into it because it's garbage. They're not good movies. Again, that's just my opinion. And I think that's because I think technically Star Wars would be more sci-fi.
It is. I mean, it is more sci-fi. Although the classic argument, of course, is that it's actually fantasy, because it has swords and wizards. But they are laser swords and space wizards. So I don't know.
When I look at sci-fi, I think if it's technology based, it's sci-fi. And I guess realistically, I guess depending on who you're talking to, it goes back to the whole like Die Hard Christmas movie thing. I guess depending on who you talk to and how they categorize things is how the movie would be categorized. Because I can sit here and say, like, if it's technology based, it's sci-fi. I'm just typically not really big into sci-fi. But at the same time, does that argument work for a movie like RoboCop?
Right.
Now that's technology, but I would categorize it as an action movie, not a sci-fi movie. So maybe is sci-fi more space involved? Is it more alien based? And if you want to look at that, would Signs with I think Mel Gibson,
Yeah.
Is that considered sci-fi because of the alien concept?
I think Signs is horror.
See, again, I think just
Oh,
I think
well, it's everything, right? I just looked it up. Signs is a 2002 American science fiction horror thriller film.
well,
It's
there he
everything.
goes. Yeah, they Mel Gibson really likes to cover all his bases.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I guess it's sci-fi. I think sci-fi movies I'm just never really gotten into. Um, but I guess at the same time too, Space Jam, could that technically be sci-fi or is that fantasy? Or is it a
I think
or is it
it
both?
could be sci-fi because they use technology to transfer the powers of the
See?
basketball players.
Yeah, see, I mean, like I said, I mean, I guess it could just depend on if there's a sci-fi movie I like, I categorize it as something else.
Yeah, it's considered a blend of science fiction, comedy, and sports.
Okay, see, I like sports, I like comedy, I just don't like sci-fi. So I guess there's certain parts of the movie I enjoy.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, okay. Um, but you look at a
Yeah,
movie like
it's a very boring movie. If you're not into it, if you're
Dune
into it,
is.
it's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Maddie fell asleep, and I think she has not had any interest in going back and finishing it.
Let's see here. It's Dune, right?
Correct.
Okay, let me take a look here. Uh, quick rundown of Dune. Dune, the story takes place in a far future empire where noble houses rule planets.
Yep.
The most important planet is Arrakis, a desert world. Did I pronounce that right? Or is it Arrakis?
Nope. You're right.
Arrakis,
Arrakis.
okay. It produces spice, the most valuable substance in the universe. Is that pronounced melange?
Yep.
Extends life, enhances mental ability, allows space travel.
Hmm.
Okay. The main conflict, House of
Atreides.
Atreides is assigned control of Arrakis. It's actually a trap set by their enemies, House Harkonnen,
Yep.
with help
Well,
from the
Harkonnen.
Emperor. Is this like spoiling shit?
It's. I mean, no. Short answer,
Okay,
no. This everything that you've said so far happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
gotcha. The Atreides are betrayed and nearly wiped out. Paul Atreides survives the betrayal. He joins the desert people, the Freeman or Freeman,
Most people pronounce it Fremen,
Fremen. Okay.
but it is. I think it is literally the free men. Like
Got just one less
uh,
E.
Frank Herbert wasn't a. Um, he was very on the nose in his writing.
Gotcha. Is that Zendaya?
Zendaya, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And that also looks like I'm guessing that looks like the guy from The Walking Dead, but I could just be wrong. Though train the guy with the bat, he was also in Supernatural. I can't remember his name.
Oh, was he in that?
The badass who is not Rick Grimes. This picture makes it look like it, but this is also a Caucasian with a dark beard, and he's wearing a wrap around his head. So all I see is face with beard. So very generic white guy with dark beard. He kind of looks like him, but he's also really dirty.
Oh, gotcha.
So
That's Javier Bardem.
okay, so
But
not a
I
white
see it.
guy.
I see that. I see the vision.
Gotcha. Though training prophecy and spice exposures, he becomes a powerful psychic figure, a messiah-like leader, Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib. Paul leads the Fremen in a rebellion. They use guerrilla warfare, giant sandworms. He defeats the Emperor and takes control of the universe. Uh, Paul wins, but he sees a future where his rise causes a massive holy war across the galaxy. Billions could die. It sounds like fucking it's just Infinity Wars, bro.
I
Billions could
mean,
die in
you're
his
not
name.
completely wrong.
So it's not just a hero story, it's about power, religion, its control, politics, and manipulation, the dangers of chosen ones. It sounds like Infinity Wars and the Hunger Games. Kind of like
Mm.
they're like pulling shit out here. But these are all books first, right? Were these books from like the 60s or something?
Yeah, yeah. They're like 50, 60 years old.
56. Okay.
Maybe 60, 70 years old.
In a single sentence, a noble heir survives betrayal, becomes a prophesized leader on a desert planet, and takes over a galaxy, knowing it may lead to catastrophic consequences. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's the first movie.
That's I think book the first and second.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
The first book they did in two movies, and then they're gonna do. I think the last movie that they're doing for now is going to be a mix of books three and two and three,
Well,
and then they're going to be done because after that it gets weird.
well, through the month of January and February, I did a 50 action movie list that a guy at work put together. And once I completed that, I went into March and now I'm doing 30 baseball movies. Um, April, I'm doing comedies. He gave me a list of like 102 comedies, but that's just way too much. Maybe I'll ask him to put together a sci-fi list and I'll throw Dune on it. I'm open to watching things because I don't want to keep being that guy that says,
Mm.
I don't want to watch that movie. It sounds like garbage. Because I want to give things an opportunity. I want to give
Yeah,
things equal,
you want to call it garbage because you saw it and you know it.
right? Because yeah, because then I know definitively that it's garbage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll say open minded. This image of whatever this sandworm is, it looks like a graboid from the movie Tremors, and I do like the movie Tremors. I mean, and that I think that's kind of sci-fi like. So who
Mm-hmm.
knows? I mean, very open minded.
Yeah, I think that's also a sci-fi horror.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so Spider-Man, the new movie's coming out. I believe it's July 31st, 2026. It's called Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's fallen into phase six, obviously, and it's the last movie of the MCU before the next Avenger movies come out, which will be Doomsday in December. So obviously this follows Peter Parker's life after No Way Home. Nobody remembers who he is anymore. They gave you basically, I guess it's more considered street level stories because the Punisher does make an appearance in the movie, and
Mm.
and this is like Marvel TV. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was I think he was also in Walking Dead.
Yeah, John Bernthal.
There we go. Yeah, which is my favorite. That's my favorite Punisher.
Yeah, it was the best by far.
Love that dude. But he is in it. He's actually in the trailer, so it shows that he's yeah. Daredevil may make an appearance in it is rumored, but I mean it makes sense he would because obviously he was in No
Yeah, if the
Way
Punisher's there.
Home. Yeah. And it's set a few years later into the multiverse. They're thinking this is like 2028.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Um, Concept is a grounded, more darker Spider-Man rebuilding, almost like it's like a reboot of like Spider-Man story now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Um,
you kind of finished the story with No Way Home or whatever it was.
yeah. Um, but if you get a chance, watch the trailer because it's a pretty good trailer. And obviously they're holding on to like the obviously his because he remembers people, they just don't remember him, obviously.
Right.
So he's watching like I don't know if they're TikToks or Vines or whatever of his friends at college and everything, and he actually bumps into them at one point. It's gonna be interesting. And what's weird is like because I was when I watched the trailer, I got excited for the Spider-Man movie coming out, which it made me realize like I have no idea what the hell's going on in the MCU.
Yeah, me either. I've been watching.
Like, yeah, ever since like Deadpool Wolverine, I really don't know. I know Fantastic Four has come out.
Yep.
I just don't know.
Haven't seen it.
No, and honestly, I forgot that it even came out because I'm not as invested.
Yeah, post
Um,
Endgame, been kind of done.
yeah, the only movie after Endgame that I enjoyed was Wolverine Deadpool, and that was because of Wolverine Deadpool, not because it was an MCU movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Uh,
Gotta scroll all the
so
way down here.
so the
Um,
Phase
I like
Six.
Thunderbolts.
Oh, I did see. Okay, so yeah, so Thunderbolts too. Okay, so I did like that one. The final phase of the multiverse saga. The core movies, the Backbone, Fantastic Four, which came out in July of 2025. And then obviously a year later, we got Spider-Man coming out this July. Avengers Doomsday's coming back, coming out in December. And then Avengers Secret Wars coming out in December of next year. So it looks like we're getting um I don't know, I guess a couple of Marvel movies every couple of years and shit.
Yep.
Let's see here. Daredevil Born Again season 2, Punisher special presentation, Wonder Man. Phase 6 is doing it's ending the multiverse saga. All threads from Loki, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Quantum Mania will finally collide into one. They replaced King with Doctor Doom. Originally was King the big villain. Now Doctor Doom takes over as the central threat. Um, Incursions, universe smashing into each other leads to broken timelines, mixed realities, variant characters everywhere. Sign up for the future MCU after Secret Wars. You're gonna get recast of characters. You're gonna introduce the X-Men fully. Um, Thinking a new MCU tone of face. Blah, blah, blah. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Okay, so I guess technically, I guess Fantastic Four was the start of Phase 6. So I guess Thunderbolts and all them were Phase 5.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah, it looks like on Wikipedia.
interesting. Are there characters you want to see come back in Avengers that are supposedly? Oh, I'm sorry. And then the Smart Hulk, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
He's also in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, excellent.
What was he called? I just can't remember. It's
Professor Hulk.
yeah, I guess Professor Hulk. Yeah, and I guess I guess Banner as Professor Hulk is a professor at a school that Peter go. I think the trailer. I think you'll like the trailer.
All right.
This seems like I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say this might be the movie that re-interests you in Marvel for a moment.
I can see that. I should probably finally get around to watching No Way Home
You
before
seen
I
No
go
Way Home
see
yet?
that though.
Oh, No Way Home was good.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I
I
heard it's
love it.
great. I just
Yeah.
it came out into theaters during I think COVID, and then I didn't go back. I think the first movie I saw in a theater was probably Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And then just we were moving and this happened and that happened, and as a result it was out of theaters by the time I was ready to see it. And
Mhm.
then by the time I got a Disney Plus login, it had moved to Sony, and then I got a Sony login and it moved back to Disney Plus, and it's just like, you know what? Clearly somebody somewhere doesn't want me to see this movie. So I gave up.
That's fair though. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't like being messed with, and the fact that the world is messing with you. Not a big fan of that.
Yep. Yep.
So, but I would recommend watching. No, yeah, I would definitely get around to watching No Way Home. I don't think, other than the fact, and the important part is the fact that they don't remember who he is,
Mm-hmm.
and he did that in order to prevent the world from imploding on itself. Other than that, like I said, this seems like it's kind of like a rebuild of Spider-Man. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody from the Avengers know who he is. Nobody in the world knows who he is. That and Aunt May is dead. So as long as you know those two things, you could probably watch Brand New Day without seeing the other one. But I recommend seeing it because to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man in there is also kind of cool. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Sold.
cool.
I mean, Spider-Man is probably my favorite, my actual favorite MCU character. So,
Yeah.
or not MCU, just regular Marvel Comics character. He's the best. I cried at Homecoming when he showed up. Oh, cool. I'm apparently getting a thumbs up.
When he
There's my
showed up at
hands.
Homecoming.
No, the movie Spider-Man Homecoming. When the which was the first MCU Spider-Man film,
Okay.
which was the first Spider-Man film that was back underneath the banner of Marvel. All the other Spider-Man films were Sony vehicles.
Okay. I guess
And so
so.
it was like, it was pumped. I was pumped to have him back in the MCU. And I remember when it started to play the opening notes of like da 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 da. It made me cry. I was just like, I was so happy that he was back. Um, so I don't see any reason why I wouldn't see it and
Yeah.
love it.
Do you
Um,
think that like a lot like from like certain things, like you said, you mentioned the Spider-Man theme song,
mhm.
X-Men '97.
Yeah.
Do you think because Marvel went through those that moment of like people gave up on them, lost interest in them, that they're trying to pull from nostalgia to try to
Yes.
pull people back in,
Yeah.
right? Almost like they're trying to
Absolutely.
pander to people by like, oh crap, we lost people. How do we get them back? Well, let's focus on the older population of, okay, they love the X-Men from the 90s. Let's revamp X-Men, X-Men
Hmm.
97, like let's bring back old theme songs. Let's bring back old storylines from old comic books and everything,
Hmm. Yeah,
which
I'm cool with the old storylines from old comic books,
me
but
too,
yeah, I think
100%.
everything else is nostalgia for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I do like when they're able to kind of blend different stories into it. Like I know there's like I can't I don't know which comic book it is. I don't know which comic book it came out in, but like there was one comic book where Captain America was like a member of Hydra. And they took that moment where he was in the elevator and whispered Hail Hydra as a trick to get the scepter back from the Hydra um spies that were
Oh,
inside
interesting.
Shield. And I thought that was pretty cool. And like they seem to do that stuff a lot. So
Hmm.
um I'm excited for it. As far as I know, I think Thunderbolts are supposed to be part of the Avengers, which if that's the case, I'm on board because to me, the Thunderbolts are, I mean, they're pretty much the MCU version of the Suicide Squad.
Yep. Yep.
And I like
Yeah,
when
but instead of being under threat of Amanda Waller killing
yeah,
them, they all want to kill themselves.
exactly.
They're the
Yeah,
suicidal squad.
yeah. Like I got nothing to live for, so let's just prolong living.
Yep,
Um, So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Spider-Man coming out this July, and I am kind of curious on at least seeing the trailers for the next Avenger movie. Um,
for sure.
so
I'm shocked that this trailer didn't get put in front of me. Whatever. I'm only deeply disappointed in my co-hosts from the other show.
well, I mean, maybe you guys recording tonight, right? Maybe they'll mention it today.
No, we actually recorded last night.
And they didn't bring it up.
Nope, we talked about the Oscars.
Mm. You talked about movies, and you didn't talk about this movie.
Yep.
Savages.
Yep. And we were even texting today about Dune and Avengers Doomsday coming out like the same weekend this year in December. And then Ryan brought up Spider-Man. And I was like, "Oh, cool, Spider-Man." And he did not share a trailer. I didn't know there was a trailer for it.
Maybe he also didn't know that the
I thought
Spider-Man
I
movie.
thought somehow it was coming out at Christmas time too. Didn't even think about the logic of that and whether or not it made any sense. I was just like, "Oh,
Well,
cool."
typically, I mean, like, because an MCU movie would usually come around in May,
Right. Yeah, or
you know?
June. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you get the first summer blockbuster and then
yeah,
the winter blockbuster.
yep, yeah. Now it's kind of like now they haven't done one since 2024, whatever the hell it was,
I think it
or
was 2025. I think it was last
2025. Yeah,
last
Fantastic Four.
July.
Yeah, so it's been almost a year since we got an MCU movie. Now we're gonna
Yeah.
get one this year. We're gonna get one in 6 months from now, and then we're not gonna get one for a year after that one.
Yep. Yeah,
So
I feel like they've lost the plot.
yeah, they're losing people. They spent
Yep.
all this money on Marvel, and now it's like, crap, what do we gotta do?
Yep.
And I was like, bring back the
Well,
classics,
the
bring back the
the
things that people
problem
love.
is that they got too big, right? They're doing that thing that big companies do where they can't take the risks that they need to take that were the things that made them successful in the first place. And so now we can only do the safe movies like a Fantastic Four movie that takes place in the 60s, and a fourth Spider-Man, and more Avengers. And somehow, from what I understand, somehow they're going to bring back, like, Chris Evans is going to be in it. And, uh, as Captain America,
Yeah.
and Thor will be back. Like we were supposed to be done with these Avengers, which is why the Thunderbolts were the new Avengers.
Yep.
And now we're going to get everybody back. And like, is Robert Downey Jr. going to be Iron Man and Doctor Doom? Like, that's fine. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. But
But
see,
like,
that's the thing too. If they're bringing Steve Rogers back, what does that say about Sam Wilson?
yeah, right, exactly.
Right? It's like, sorry, you're not good enough to. I mean, you're great enough to come out with a Captain America TV show, and you're great enough to come out with your own standalone movie. But
Hmm.
this is the Avengers movie now. Like, we need the guy back.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm sorry, the last time we saw the guy, he was an old
he
man
was
sitting
looking
on a
like Joe
park bench.
Biden.
Yeah. So now so what? Now you gotta go back in time and get Steve Rogers back? It's like, come on now,
Yeah,
you know? And another thing is like, is Wolverine and Deadpool gonna be in the Avengers?
I sure hope so.
Like, they gotta
Otherwise,
be,
what was
right?
the point?
Right? Well, first of all, I think if Deadpool and Wolverine was the only point, I think Ryan Reynolds would be happy with that.
Oh,
But
that's fair. That's true.
it needs to be, and they need to be in the Avengers, especially if they're going to develop the X-Men into the MCU.
Hmm.
Um, but then it's like, okay, so which, like who, like, because I don't know the health or status of Patrick Stewart, but
Right.
is he capable of being Professor X right now, or are we gonna get I can't remember the other guy's name.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, or is that the bald-headed McAvoy? Is that gonna be that Charles Xavier? And if that's the one we're getting, is that the Charles Xavier of Deadpool's world? Because this Wolverine is not the Wolverine from this world.
Right.
Now that one died between Canada and North Dakota, or wherever the hell it was, with Patrick Stewart's character.
Right.
So I'm interested to see on which multiverse planet, whatever that you see the X-Men come out of. But I pray that we see Deadpool and Wolverine involved in this. As far as Fantastic Four, though, I still would love to see John Krasinski in there as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
It was a
agreed.
shame, it was a shame that he
I love
died
Pedro
in
Pascal,
WandaVision.
but yeah, there's no.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's just something about John Krasinski playing Mr.
Yeah, it
Fantastic.
just felt right.
Just seemed Jim Halbert really. He had that tone to him that's like, it's like, listen, like, I'm trying to help you here, Wanda.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's an old. Hmm. There's a rumor from late 2024 that Bryan Cranston was being eyed for Professor X.
yeah, yeah, I can see it. I
Oh,
think I
yeah.
think I think too many people will be looking at the Breaking Bad stuff, but
That's fair. That's fair.
I
Well, he
mean,
wouldn't have the goatee. It might make it easier.
yeah, yeah, and he did do that one movie where he was a quadriplegic billionaire. So I mean,
Oh yeah, I forgot
so
about
he,
that.
so he knows how to act in a wheelchair. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty solid. But I mean, who knows? Maybe we get a Professor Xavier who doesn't need a wheelchair. I mean, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure in some of these universes,
Oh,
there's a Professor X that didn't get shot in the spine on an island or a beach somewhere.
right.
So I mean, not
Yeah.
every single Professor Xavier is crippled.
Yeah.
Maybe
Wikipedia has Patrick Stewart coming back,
maybe they have the twin of Professor Xavier come back and she's not a bitch.
right? Well, that's unlikely, but
Hey, it's the multiverse, bro.
the
Anything
second
can
part,
happen.
not the first part.
Chicago White Sox. Obviously, baseball season, spring training is about ready to wrap up. Chicago White Sox is getting ready for their opening day in a couple weeks. They are still currently at Rate Field. That lease is set to expire, I believe, in 2029. And I know we talked a little bit about the White Sox before. We talked about how there's Justin Ishbia. He's a minority owner of the White Sox. There's an agreement out there with Reindorf claiming in 2029, Reindorf has the opportunity to forfeit, or not forfeit, but sell his shares to Ishbia, making him the majority owner of the White Sox, which would be the best thing for the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
Um, and what's
But the
funny
worst
about
thing for the Memphis White Sox or Nashville White Sox.
that's well, listen, I think Ishbia he was also open to the idea of them moving to Tennessee or moving out of the places because him and the thing is it's very similar to like the Bears situation
Hmm.
is they want a new stadium.
Yeah.
They want something new. They want something better. And just like
Yeah.
Chicago Bears, they want something that they don't have to pay for.
Yeah. Of course.
But the difference between the Bears and Ishbia and the White Sox is Ishbia is already planning on making moves to put his own money into a potential new stadium. So last time we were talking about there was a rail yard out in Chicago that a potential new stadium would be built on. And it looks like Justin Ishbia is putting into works to purchase that plot of land as a potential future site for the Chicago White Sox Stadium.
Interesting.
So it's near the 14th Street along the Chicago River. It's directly across from the major development called the 78. It's prime downtown adjacent land, which is why it's such a huge deal. The land could be used to build a new ballpark. It likely be part of a massive mixed-use development where there'll be stadium, entertainment, and business spaces. It'd be like Wrigley Field, but downtown-esque.
Nice.
Now, obviously, the hardest part about downtown Chicago is that's more of the suburbs, neighborhoods and stuff like that. It's not like up in Wrigley Field where you're surrounded by I guess there is neighborhoods, but it's more into the city where in southern Chicago it's all neighborhoods, and you got you got the park that sits right in the middle of those suburbs. So it's kind of like that, but this is actually a little bit more close to the city and a little more closer to like the actual like downtown part of the city.
Hmm.
As I mentioned, the Sox rate field will end in 2029, which is kind of convenient with how Reindorf set up his agreement because if they're not getting a new stadium by 2029, if they're not successful, he could say, "Hey, listen, it's your team now. Best of luck." And now Ishbia has a brand new club, but he has
Mhm.
no ballpark. And the thing is, it's like, does he re-sign with Rate Field, or will there be a new park built? Because I said I said it then, and I'll say it now. If there is a brand new ballpark built, or at least started by 2029, Reindorf will not give up control of the Chicago White Sox.
Hmm.
The only way
If
he'll
there's a
give
new
up,
park, he's not going to do it.
I don't think. I think if the park is built, he's gonna want to see what it's like to be owner inside that new park.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Isn't
I do not.
he old enough that he might die before?
I think he's like 89, between
Yeah.
89 and
So,
91. So it's a
so,
short
statistically, he's been dead for 12 years.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Based on the success of the White Sox and the Chicago Bulls, both of which he owns, yeah, that dude has been a corpse for quite some time.
Yeah.
Um, Not everything has been finalized yet. The Amtrak still uses the yard. They would have to relocate first. The White Sox are not officially committed to the site, and the team still publicly says focus is on the 78 as of right now. This isn't really land buying, it's positioning for a downtown or near downtown Sox Stadium, a massive entertainment district, potentially reshaping the South Loop. He's buying the chessboard before making the move.
Mm.
So, um, so we'll see if it happens. If it does, I think it's a step in the right direction and keeping the White Sox not only in Chicago, but starting to develop it as a better team. Sox do have the first overall pick of this year in the draft, which is huge. There's a shortstop who is currently scouted as the top prospect of 2026, and they'll probably end up picking him, even though they have like three shortstop prospects. But they'll develop them into left fielders, second baseman, third baseman, whoever they need to get this shortstop because they need this shortstop.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the other team, obviously, who's been discussing stadiums is obviously the Chicago Bears. Um, it's still undecided on whether or not they would leave Illinois or not as of obviously March 2026. Chicago Bears wanted a new stadium, likely a dome multi-use building projected to be $4 to $5 billion. They're trying to replace Soldier Field, which is the smallest and one of the oldest stadiums in the NFL. So nostalgia's sake, it's an amazing field, but to use it for anything other than football and maybe concerts, it's just not feasible.
Hmm.
Especially the fact that it's not a dome, so you can't use it during the wintertime for anything other than probably football or maybe ice hockey.
Hmm.
So the first option is they stay in Illinois, which
Suck it up
for
like our ancestors and sit outside, you
yeah,
turd.
right. Right now, the most likely action is they're going to stay in Illinois. The Bears own the land in Arlington Heights. So they do currently own it. They have been their preferred that's been their preferred long-term plan for quite some time now. And Illinois is working on tax breaks and incentives to keep them here. If Illinois approves the right deal, likely they'll stay in the Chicagoland area just outside the city. The other option,
Ooh.
which part are you booing? The tax breaks and incentives?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard
You're
somebody
you're
might
a you're a billion-dollar franchise. There is absolutely no reason,
yeah.
especially with the price of tickets for your fans. There is no fucking reason, pardon my language, that you need a goddamn tax break.
From my understanding of what I've heard, and again, I don't know the full process of how everything works and everything. I heard one of two things. I heard next year their ticket prices are going to go up by 30%,
Yeah.
regardless of where they're going to. Well, they're not going to be a new stadium next season.
Right.
But the price of tickets is going to go up by at least 30% next season. Season tickets 30%. And one of the things I heard, like if there is a tax break incentive, there's some kind of law that passes to make this happen, it could potentially double everyone's property taxes in Illinois. Again, I don't know that to be fact. I heard that somewhere, probably
Yeah.
on some kind of Instagram where people are like, if this goes through, this is how it could affect Chicago, or not
Yeah.
Chicago, but Illinois as a whole, is that you could see your property tax double. How true that is, I don't know, but I know that
And
already like stuff like this affects Chicago, and it sucks that it could affect them even more.
yeah. The idea that your property taxes could double and you still have to pay 30% more for a ticket to a game.
Yeah.
How does that serve the public? How does it serve the public to the extent that you feel you deserve a tax break?
I
It doesn't. It
I
simply doesn't. You are not bringing in enough revenue that is raising sales taxes for the people in the neighborhood. It's just not, it doesn't pay for itself.
no.
The point of a tax break is that it should, on the other side of it, pay for itself because it
Yep.
brings in so much business, so much money, and the tax revenue that that business and that money brings in.
Yeah.
I
I
just,
100%,
I don't
dude.
understand this thing. I just don't get it, man. It makes me crazy.
Yeah. It's wild because like when you sit there and you look like it's like when you look at a state like Illinois, outside the Chicago portion of Illinois, like it's small towns, it's cornfields. It's not California. It's not like New
Right.
York and shit like that. It's but the living here is not that far off from living in like a California or like a New York. It's like we shouldn't be living in the middle of the Midwest and things costing the way they do around here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because of things like this. You know,
Right.
okay, rich people, you want a new stadium? Let's see who can pay for it, other than you, of
Yeah.
course. Because and the thing, and if that's the threat of like, oh, we want to keep them in Chicago, so let's give them what they want. It's like, guys, like the option is Indiana, and I got the information. I got a little bit of information right here for it. It's Hammond, Indiana. It's
Right.
literally 20 minutes on the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Northwest corner of Indiana is already known as Chicago.
Right.
You
It
know,
actually is literally East Chicago.
and honestly, it'd probably be a lot easier to travel there and park than it would be in the city or Arlington Heights where it's going to be going anyways. And when people are like, "Well, no, because there's going to be the Hammond Bears or the Indiana Bears," look where the New York Jets play.
I don't even know. Where do they play?
New Jersey.
Do they really?
Yeah, I think if I remember right, because I talked about this with a guy working, I think the New York Giants and the New York Jets both use the same stadium, and they play in New Jersey.
East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, and they're not
I'm,
called the New Jersey Jets.
I'm out. I'm out. This is why I don't do sports.
It's a crazy concept. And when people are like, "Oh, it's going to be the Arlington Bears," no, it can still be the Chicago Bears in Arlington. Perfect example. Um, the Dallas Cowboys. They don't play in Dallas.
Where do they play?
They play. It's either Arlington or some. No, I don't think it's
Arlington.
Arlington. It's either Arlington or it's another small town, but
Yeah,
it's not.
Arlington.
Okay, yeah.
AT&T
So
Stadium, Arlington,
yeah,
Texas.
they don't play. Yeah, they don't play in Dallas.
All right, cities. What are
Yeah,
you doing? Stand up
yeah,
for yourself.
yeah.
Make them either sell you the name back through eminent domain,
Mhm.
or make them change their name.
Yeah.
Have some pride in yourself, man.
Tampa Bay Rays. They play in St. Petersburg.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I can't remember what it is, but there's a baseball team in California that doesn't play. It doesn't play in the city that it's named after. I can't remember which one it is. If it's the Giants or the Dodgers, Giants or Dodgers, I can't remember what it is, but they don't play in the same place. Yeah,
Just move the U.S. Marines to Mexico City.
right. See, it's like so. It's like for them to sit there and say like, "Oh no, we need to keep the Bears in Chicago." It's like, does it really matter? If it saves you from raising your tax, like that's another thing too. Is like I don't hear a lot of people like really giving that much a shit about it, except the biggest thing, and we talked about it a little with the MCU. It's the nostalgia of it. I
Right.
grew up a Chicago Bears fan. I watched my
Yeah.
Chicago Bears in Chicago. It's like cool. Well, before they were the Chicago Bears, they played down in like fucking Springfield, or
Right.
they played somewhere else before they came to Chicago. You know, it's just shit happens. Teams move. Hell, before the LA Rams were the LA Rams, they were in St. Louis, and then
That's
they
true.
moved.
That's true.
You know, Oakland, the Athletics, they're trying to move to Las Vegas because they don't want to be in Oakland. You know, it's like teams move, they just happen. And the reason they move is because they're not getting out of the state what they want. So
Yep.
they make a threat and then they see it. But the problem with the difference between that stuff and what we is like we just can't afford it anymore because we're not California, we're not New York, we're not these big, we're not Florida, we're not these countries, states that have these overwhelming populations of these people that make X amount of money because of the cost of living and the price and everything, blah blah blah. You know, whatever the hell it is, like
Yeah. To
we're
be
on the
honest with you,
Midwest
those
side.
states don't have once you get out of the majorly populated areas,
Yeah,
just like once you get out of Chicago,
yeah, well, yeah.
they don't the people don't have the money.
No, that's what it is. Like
It's crazy.
it's like other than Chicago, the rest of Illinois lives like Indiana.
Right.
But Indiana's gas prices aren't ours, you know, and you know the cost,
Oh,
the amount of stuff
they have been lately.
have they been growing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they did a huge gas tax to once again rebuild their highways and
Mhm.
interstates and stuff.
Gotcha.
Um, and then I'm
So,
pretty sure when they finished, they just kept the gas prices the same because it's nice tax revenue and everyone was used to it.
so the other option obviously is moving to Indiana, which is could be a potential serious threat. Which would be the Hammond, Northwest Indiana area. Hammond obviously has been the one that's been mentioned consistently, but also Gary, Indiana has also been thrown out there as well. So
To be honest with you, I'd be very cool with the Gary, Indiana Bears.
yeah, I mean, the development in Gary is an actual thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's not the oh God, what the hell is that phrase that people use for like broken down towns and stuff like that?
Dilapidated.
No, it's like something like what the hell is
Oh,
like
Shantytown.
shanty towns. Yes, yeah. It's not you know after you know after all the business left and everything and it started being decrepit, people started building up that area up. You know, it's so I mean to throw a big ass stadium in the middle of it, it's a benefit to them. You know, um, they already passed legislation to help fund the stadium. They already offered financing and tax incentives. The Bears are actively negotiating with Indiana, not just using it as leverage. There's even talks of a decision deadline pressured around late March, the early spring timeframe if Illinois does not act, or the Bears ultimately, you know, pressure them into giving them what they want. The Bears are not committed to leaving, but they are not into lock. They're not locked in into staying. The bidding war is stay home or find a better deal. Bottom line, right now, they're still in Chicago. They're at Soldier Field, and they're going to remain there until a new stadium is built. Which it's wild because we had this conversation on JFW. Um, Joey, type into your little search engine there. Type in how long did it take Saudi Arabia to build an arena for the Royal Rumble? Because it took like days.
20 to 35 days.
Yeah, and if you see the images or see how many seats that thing was in there, it's a huge stadium. It's a
Yeah.
decent size. It's
20,000 to 25,000 seat venue.
yeah, yeah. So you're talking about something a little bit bigger than like All-State Arena, but it's a stadium. It's an outdoor stadium. You know, like a soccer stadium or something like that. 30 days. Took them 30 days to build it.
Yeah.
Uh, these stadiums could take anywhere from a couple to a few years to build. Right now, they're obviously going to stay in Soldier Field. They are going to play there next season. As I mentioned, I do believe the tickets are going to go up by 30%. As of right now, everyone's predicting them to stay in Illinois to move to Arlington because they do predict that they will get their tax breaks. If the Bears stay in Illinois, Illinois leaders have floated the stadium funding ideas that could include an increase in hotel taxes, sport betting taxes, sale tax captured from the stadium district. These don't directly hit residents daily, but they still affect cost of living and state revenue, for whatever that means.
Yeah.
Um, Local
I
taxes,
just think, if the taxpayer is going to take that much of a burden, we should get a huge share of the profit.
right, right.
You know, I just think that seems fair to me. I don't know.
If the stadium goes to Arlington Heights, property taxes are the biggest concern. Local districts like school, police, etc., may shift costs or expectations. Local sales taxes, higher sales taxes in specific areas, such as Cook County and surrounding counties. Infrastructure costs like roads, transit, and policing are often funded by taxpayers.
So
Illinois
things
reality,
things that everybody can use.
yeah. So yeah, higher tolls pretty much.
Yeah.
Illinois, let's see, currently Illinois does have high property taxes, and their budget is currently strained. So politically, new taxes are a very sensitive issue, and I tend to agree because I don't want to pay any more taxes. I really don't. Not just in
Yeah.
Illinois, just in general. I just really don't want to pay taxes anymore.
Right.
I want my gas to be a nice rounded number, not 9.99.
Mm,
If the
me
Bears move to
too.
Indiana, Indiana's offering more aggressive public funding approaches, stated backed financing, state backed financing. Indiana may issue bonds, basically loans paid over time through sales tax, income tax revenue, and stadium generated taxes. What was that? Local income tax. Sorry, what is that? Sales tax, income tax revenue, stadium generated taxes. Residents indirectly pay over time. Regional tax, Northwest Indiana will be hit the hardest with local income tax adjustments, sales tax increases in stadium district, and special tax zones. Um, then obviously there are some hidden taxes, redirect tax money that would have gone to schools and services could be utilized elsewhere, increased costs for infrastructure, as I mentioned, and long-term debt obligations. The one thing I did hear is, based on those bonds or loans, if you will, is Indiana has given the Bears an opportunity to own their own stadium outright down the line, where I do believe Chicago, the Bears wouldn't own the stadium technically.
Interesting.
Direct tax increases are less likely statewide in Illinois, but possibly regional in Indiana. Property tax impact are high in Illinois, lower overall in Indiana. State debt risk is moderate for Illinois, but potentially high. Bond financing in Indiana. Hitting costs, obviously, in both places is a very possibility. No matter where they go, taxpayers will be involved. The difference is how it hits you. In Illinois, more pressure on property tax and local funding. Indiana is more pressure on long-term state debt and regional taxes.
Yeah,
Um,
Indiana can't afford that, but also They're also never going to learn. So on some level, fuck them.
It's wild because they already have a football team, and it seems like
A very successful football team, a
yeah,
better team than the Bears, I think
yeah,
most people would
and
say.
they're doing it out of Indianapolis, and the thing is like I don't know how Indiana residents feel about the Bears coming or not. Like, I don't know if they know about. I mean, they have to know about this stuff. At least the ones who look into it have to be. But like,
Right?
do they want it? Like, to the listeners who I know Indiana listens, the state itself, the people that live in it, maybe you do too. Let us know. Do you guys want? Do you even want a second football team in Indiana? Like,
Yeah, let us know.
yeah, I'm curious to know like what Indiana's
Let us know.
feelings
And
are
do you
about it.
want it in Hammond?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
One of the most look, I'm usually, right, especially being a Chicago guy, I am usually like a crime statistics are lying to you guy.
Mhm.
Hammond is a like way worse than Chicago, in my opinion. Uh
That northwest area of Indiana is pretty rough.
yeah,
When I
yeah.
used to work in Whiting, Indiana, which is that northwest corner, it was always sketchy driving through there. Like I think I remember told you. Did I tell you one time about the car wash that was down the road from where I was working one day?
I think so. With the guy that followed you or whatever until you got to
No,
the gate.
no, different. This is a different. Oh no, I
Oh
didn't tell you
no,
this.
then
No.
no.
So this wasn't Northwest Indiana, but it was technically Chicago. It was off of Torrance Avenue, right by I-90. So this was still it was that corner, but it was the Chicago side of it. Still was the Illinois side of it. I was
Yeah.
up on top of a short tank, gauging out a short tank, and we were hearing like these pops going off. And I'm thinking like, I think it was like July or something like that. I was like, oh shit, people are shooting off fireworks or firecrackers. So then the dude smirks like, yeah,
Yeah.
that ain't
Firecrackers.
fireworks. I find out like the next day or next couple days, I went back to that same terminal. And he's like, "Hey, remember when we were up on that tank? You thought the firecrackers going off, blah blah." I'm like, and he's like, "No, they found a body in a trunk at a car wash 3 blocks away, or like 2 blocks away. It's not a great neighbor area to be in and stuff. And
Yeah.
to put a stadium within there, it's what I would think like more like South Bend, maybe towards the
South Bend
college
would be
towns or
great.
something like that. You know,
South
like
Bend would be fantastic. For well, for
where's
South Bend.
yeah, where's Notre Dame at?
South Bend.
The South Bend. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that corner up by Michigan is kind of nice.
Yep.
So you do it over that way and stuff like that. You just don't want to put it near Indianapolis, which is I think it's smart keeping it near the lake.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it far
But
away so that it
yeah,
feels like it's two different things.
yeah. But I mean, like, listen, like if you really want to fuck over Illinois and take our football team, move it towards Michigan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like just really driving home. It's like, hey, welcome to this corner of the Detroit Tigers, the Indianapolis Colts, the
Yep.
Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, yeah, we're over here now. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, why the hell not?
Oh, is
Screw
it
it.
the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put it over there because then you have the Lions, the Tigers, and the Bears.
Oh my.
Ay,
Uh,
ay, ay.
but the thing
That's
too is like, because even if they like were to stay in Chicago, like I'm not a huge Bear fans anyways. So like the only thing that affects me is I'm gonna be spending more money.
right.
It's like, and it's like I don't care if they move to Indiana because it's no, it's like how some people like even if the White Sox move to Kentucky or Tennessee or Nashville or whatever, I'm still gonna be a White Sox fan. I'm not going to their games in Tennessee. I'm not going to their games right now.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, their ticket prices haven't gone down either.
yeah, so it's anyways.
Yeah.
Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
Oh, what am I freaking thinking about? Oh man, I had a great answer the other day, and now it's gone. Whatever it was. I'm gonna go with you know what? I'll bring the same thing I brought to Geekcast Live this week. Maddie and I the other night watched a play on our television. Apparently, the British National Theatre had a
Yep.
program where they put a play on YouTube. And so we were able to watch Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest on our couch, which was delightful.
Great play. That is the only
Fantastic play.
play
Never
I
seen it
ever.
before.
It's the only play I ever saw live when I was in
Really?
college. I saw it at JGC when I was taking theater, and we had to go to a play in the school year. And they did like 4 or 5 of them for the year or whatever. And
Yeah, yeah.
Colin went with me, and the play we went to go see was The Importance of Being Earnest. Loved it.
Nice. It was great.
Great,
It was
great
fantastic.
play. Yeah, well
And
played.
we knew the main actor from Doctor Who, Ncuti Gatwa, was
Oh, okay,
playing.
gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We should do more
Um,
plays. We should go see more plays.
right, right. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is like I love going to the theater to see a play.
Yes,
It is
normalize
a
theater going
it's
100%.
like it's a
Not
hassle.
movie theater. Yeah, not movie theaters, like musicals and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really and they do have like a subscription service to the British National Theater. You can, I think treat it like Netflix and watch plays at home. But if they did more YouTube stuff like that, I would watch it. Even if it was quarterly or even twice a year, I would
Hmm.
do it. It was a really great experience. I did not know that you could enjoy watching a play on your TV like that.
Yeah.
So,
I know like oh God, what was it? Oh, Holiday Inn.
yeah.
I have the Blu-ray of Holiday Inn, and it has the black and white version, the original version, a colored version of it, which I refuse to watch.
Mhm.
And they actually have a play that's performed on Broadway or something like that, all on this set. And I
Okay.
watched the play part of it, and I loved it. I remember when I was in theater school, we learned about Sweeney Todd, and I got the Johnny Depp Sweeney Todd, and I watched that, and I was able to watch the play of Sweeney Todd online and everything. It was great.
That's dope.
Like every year, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't, and I want to make it a point this year to do it. Is I go online and I search for theaters that do a Christmas Carol because there's a bunch of them and they
Mm.
do it. They do it every year.
Yeah, yeah.
A bunch of them
Sure.
do it. I just don't want to go all the way up to Chicago and
Right.
like if I could find one that's like Lockport, Lamont, or Naperville, something that like I'll drive 30, 40 minutes. I just don't want to drive into the city or take a train into the city. Like I would love to find one like maybe in the Kankakee area, 20 minutes away.
Hmm.
Especially like wintertime when like the weather's rough and everything.
For
But
sure.
I would love, like, because it doesn't have to be like a high production. Oh, they're bringing in Emma Watson to play the go. Like, I don't need stuff like that. I just
Right.
even local players. Come. I love the Christmas Carol. It's my favorite story of all times. I want to go and I want to make it a point. That's a bucket list thing for me is to go to a Christmas Carol. I think I kept saying Christmas story or my favorite Christmas story, whatever. I want to see Christmas Carol live in a theater
Right.
regardless of the level of theater.
Oh yeah. I'm into it.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll vlog it one day. It'll be
We
awesome.
should.
Do it
I
for
love it.
content. Yeah.
Love that. What are you freaking thinking about?
Um. Honestly, I probably should be thinking about a lot more than I do. But honestly, right now, just for the first time in a long time, I get to limit my thoughts.
Hmm.
I'm
Nice.
not overthinking too much. I know there are certain responsibilities that I give myself that I need to do. I know one of them is obviously, doing this podcast, and I've been dropping the ball over the last few weeks on doing this, whether it be just me not feeling well or just me being burnt out from work and everything. And knock
Happens,
on
man.
wood, yeah, knock
It's
on
been a
wood in a
crazy
good way.
month for me too. So it
Yeah,
was really kind of nice to have the month
yeah,
off.
yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, and I know like a lot of people like always say like, oh, you done doing the podcast? Oh, you done doing it? It's like, you're like, no, I love doing this podcast. It's just the hardest part about doing the podcast is like when it comes to like JFW, like I know what I'm gonna talk about, and they like we know the shows that we're talking about. When I get stuck at work and I'm working or I'm doing stuff with tarp and all that stuff, it's like
Mhm.
crap, I got a show on Thursday and I have no topic to talk about. Like I don't know what to talk about. And as much as I love to sit down here and just BS and just talk about our lives and everything, it's like, do we have 40, 45 minutes of conversation about what we're doing? That draw in an audience. It's like we got to have I mean, it's awesome. I love doing that stuff because there are people who are relatable to situations that we have talked about on this podcast, but
Hmm.
you also have to bring in those conversations that other people are interested in on and having an opinion on and stuff like that too. And so it's like when I get home from work on a Thursday and I'm like, okay, I got 3 hours before I record this freaking show, and then all of a sudden just like 6:30, 7 o'clock comes around. I was like, I am burnt out. I am tired. I'm tired of this phone ringing. Like I just want to lay down,
Hmm.
but I want to get better at that. I know a lot of that has to do with my energy level. and that's something I really
Mhm.
want to work on and improve on. I guess that would be the one thing I guess I'll be thinking about is how to boost that energy level. And I think one of the things is learning about cortisol
Mm.
and figuring that out more because my web my doctor internet over here uh is the one where I educate myself as far as like cortisol, and a lot of it's stress related and sleep related and food intake related and all that stuff. It's like this is stuff I can work on, this stuff I can figure out and stuff. And I want to work on that because I need to increase my energy level. Like I'm
Mm.
not I am tired of being tired.
Yeah, I heard that.
That is that is the biggest thing. And I know spring is coming around. I know daylight savings time just changed over and everything. It is daylight longer every day now. So getting home and it's still daylight out, and I can go sit on the back deck and just enjoy the outside for a moment to just relax and not sit indoors because it's already nighttime and stuff like that. That's something I'm trying to incorporate more. And yeah, it's just I guess it's just working on the energy level is the biggest thing right now for me. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. That's what I'm thinking about. Is just trying to not be tired so much.
Nice, nice. I respect it. Same, same.
Awesome. Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Uh Most weeks our listeners could catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But if there's a week that we don't do a show and they want to get some more Cartoon Joe, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Blue Sky by searching Geekcast Live.
Excellent. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to check out the video podcast of this freaking show yet, you can do so over at the Freakin' Studios YouTube channel. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when the video comes out. But if you prefer to listen to us audio wise, you can still do so over on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your audio podcast. Just there's this freaking show, and we'll be there. So, guys, that's all I got. So, as always, I am Travesty,
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
and thank you for listening to another episode of this freaking show. I'm out.